prostitute?
Yeah, I never met him.
I ain't know if that was somebody changing their identity up. Bentley or what? Say you ain't Mr. Bentley no more. You the Punisher.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah.
That was super wild.
Yeah, you don't know niggas.
Ooh, child.
Oh my God, do. Somebody please say it ain't so. It's looking like Cameron and Mase connected the dots between the Punisher and Fonzworth Bentley. Not only were they both working for Diddy, they was both sex working for Diddy. A lot of people didn't know that part about Fonzworth Bentley. Him, along with a whole bunch of other celebrities that worked their way into the music industry, had to do it through sex.
Do certain things to get to a certain place, and I mean ethical things, not baby oil things, not crazy things, but we had to really believe in ourselves and do ethical things to be here.
So he didn't reply. You know, after that working for him, you know, Puff, you think he'd have mastered everything.
Although the world knows Fonzworth Bentley as Diddy's former personal assistant who would walk around holding umbrellas, Fonzworth has dirt on his hands too that could turn his world upside down if he's exposed, according to former Bad Boy associate.
He don't want to say anything against Puff anyway because Puff got shit on him. And I ain't talking about no true shit, none of that shit. The nigga was stealing, bro. Yo, bruh, the niggas I don't want to put that on sticky fingers. That nigga right there, bruh, don't lay nothing down around him.
All right, y'all, buckle up because we need to talk about Diddy's umbrella man, aka Fonzworth Bentley, and why he's been real quiet ever since the Diddy scandal went nuclear. See, Fonzworth didn't just hold umbrellas and look dapper. Rumors have been swirling around that for years he played a very different role behind the scenes. And lately, between Cassie's court docs and testimony and shady comments about Fonzworth from insiders like Diddy's ex-bodyguard Gene Deal, those rumors are turning into a full-blown investigation by the internet detectives. And now, on top of all that, things are getting even spicier because Mace and Cameron just made some wild comments about Fonzworth on their podcast and basically hinted that Fonzworth might have been more than just Diddy's sidekick. So what really happened between Fonzworth and Diddy? Was he just a personal assistant with good taste, or was he deep in the freak-off factory doing things we're not supposed to talk about? Let's break it all down.
Man, I watched this man disrespect you every chance he got, talk to you like his bitch.
I think Fonz was his little girlfriend at one time, because you have to see how they was conducting themselves.
Ever since the whole Diddy scandal exploded, fans have been side-eyeing his old assistant, Fonzworth Bentley, and wondering what really went on behind the scenes between Fonzworth and Diddy. See, people in the industry have dropped little clues over the years that Fonzworth might have been doing a lot more than just holding umbrellas. And now Mace and Cameron have jumped in with some spicy talk that sounds like a joke on the surface. But if you've heard the rumors that Fonzworth was allegedly more like Diddy's concubine than his assistant, it hits different. On a recent episode of their podcast, Mace and Cam started cracking up over this male adult worker who testified in the Diddy case and went by the name Punisher. They were clowning on the nickname, but then Cam threw out a theory. What if Fonzworth also had a secret name for a reason? Something in the same category as Punisher. And Mace didn't deny it. He just said, you never know, with that look.
I was watching the P. Diddy trial. And the Punisher came in there yesterday. Was he running around Bad Boy back in the days, murder? Ain't the Punisher? Who was the Punisher? Was he security back in the Who's the Punisher? The male prostitute?
Yeah, I never met him.
I ain't know if that was somebody changing their identity up. Bentley or what? Say you ain't Mr. Bentley no more. You the Punisher.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah.
That was super wild.
Yeah, you don't know niggas.
Ooh, child.
So now fans think Mace low-key confirmed what people have suspected for years, that Fonzworth saw and maybe did way more than he signed up for at Bad Boy. And this might explain why he disappeared from the spotlight and still hasn't said a word about Diddy's downfall.
His name ain't Busta Rhymes.
Who gave you the nickname?
Tony De Niro. Actually, Puff's boy did.
Now here's a little backstory for you. Fonzworth Bentley didn't just randomly pop up. He showed up in Diddy's life right when Diddy really needed a makeover. Back in 2001, Diddy was still going by Puff Daddy at the time and had just dodged some serious legal trouble, including gun charges and bribery tied to a 1999 nightclub shoot. Diddy was acquitted, but the media frenzy was brutal and his image was a mess. So what did he do? Classic PR move. New name and a whole new vibe. He rebranded as P. Diddy and decided to clean up his image. And that's when the paparazzi caught him in St. Tropez walking around like royalty with this super polished guy next to him holding a white umbrella. That guy was Fonzworth Bentley. And just like that, Bentley became part of the Diddy rebrand. But fans have always wondered what else he might have been there for. That iconic photo of Fonzworth holding Diddy's umbrella had people buzzing. And while folks thought it was funny, many others felt weird about it. They said that Diddy was basically parading this man around like a servant, and it didn't sit right with everyone. And eventually, Fonzworth spoke up. He appeared on Angela Yee's radio show and decided to tell his side. Turns out his real name is Derek Watkins, and the whole Fonzworth Bentley persona was something Diddy's team cooked up, specifically an associate named Tony De Niro. Fonzworth explained he had just moved from Atlanta to NYC and was hustling, trying to get his foot in the door. And one night he saw Diddy at a club and just shot his shot. At first, Diddy blew him off, but they ended up exchanging numbers. Fonzworth said he kept texting Diddy non-stop, practically begging for a chance to work for him.
Get the pager. Next thing you know, I just picked up the pager. You remember the guy that traveled from Howard University to intern with Andre Harrell? I'm that guy in 2001. Please don't make me go back to work on Monday at the restaurant. He replied, come to 1396 3rd Avenue. I literally started that day training as his assistant. The rest is history.
And just like that, the Umbrella Man was born. But was he really just a stylish assistant or something more? So once Diddy officially brought Fonzworth on board, he started popping up on Diddy's MTV show, Making the Band. And that's when things started to feel even weirder to a lot of people. The dynamic between them had fans raising eyebrows because the whole thing went from stylish assistant to something that felt a little off. And it seemed like Fonzworth was constantly being bossed around or low-key humiliated on camera. And here's where it gets extra suspicious. Try finding full episodes of Making the Band now, you basically can't. MTV hasn't released them on streaming, they don't air reruns, and it's like the shows just disappeared. That said, a few clips are still floating around online, and one of them shows Diddy literally threatening Fonzworth over the phone.
Hello? Hey, what up? I went to sleep, when I woke up, the whole house was clean, just like I asked for it to be, but I got a note right here from Babs. She broke out and went to Brooklyn. It's taking you entirely too long to tell the story. This is your problem, man. Good luck to you. When I get there, everything better be on point.
Fans who watched Making the Band back when it was first aired still remember how weird things got between Diddy and Fonzworth. And a lot of people say you could clearly see Diddy mistreating him on camera, barking orders, talking down to him, just overall bad vibes. And then there's the money part. Fonzworth told Angela Yee that Diddy was basically not paying him at first. Now he did try to walk that back a bit, saying Diddy wasn't paying him initially, but that once he started rising in the ranks, he eventually got paid more. So now fans are wondering if Fonzworth eventually started doing more than just holding Diddy's umbrella to earn that pay upgrade.
I was making really good money in the restaurant business.
That
actually.
good though? That's
like $100,000. Yeah,
Shit.
That's pretty good, right?
Yeah, that is pretty
for New
good.
York. Yeah.
And back then too.
It's 98. Like that's a lot of money.
Wow, I'd have stayed.
Yeah, 90, 100. Like I was doing well. So and
he wasn't paying that much.
Yeah, no way
at all. Not initially, but you get in, you get your hustle, and then you get it in. But
here's the thing: on paper, Fonzworth's role really never changed. He was always just listed as Diddy's assistant, and that's exactly why fans are now speculating that he might have been doing way more behind the scenes, especially when it comes to setting up Diddy's so-called freak-off sessions. And this theory really picked up steam after Cassie's lawsuit because in her filing, she claimed Diddy had assistants who helped organize encounters with male adult workers, including prepping hotel rooms with baby oil and Astroglide. So here's where things get even messier. Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, recently claimed that Cassie's lawsuit was redacted to leave out the really wild stuff. But that's not all. In another interview that resurfaced, Gene straight up said he knows all of Fonzworth Bentley's business, and the way he said it definitely raised eyebrows.
Keep in mind, Fonzworth actually is down here in Atlanta. He's married with like 2 kids. He just lives a quiet life now. But
yeah, he should.
Yeah.
He should. He ain't say nothing about me either. Because he know I know his business.
You know it's business.
I know it's business.
And then Gene dropped another bomb during a recent appearance on The Art of Dialogue, and he suggested that we probably won't see Fonzworth take the witness stand anytime soon. Because apparently, allegedly, Fonzworth was out here doing all kinds of dirt back in the day, including allegedly stealing anything he could get his hands on while working with Diddy.
I don't know how much he could do. I don't know if he would say anything, because he probably signed the ND, a non-disclosure, and he don't want to say anything against Puff anyway because Puff got shit on him. And I ain't talking about no sexual shit, none of that shit. The nigga was stealing, bro. Yo, bro. The niggas I don't want to put that on sticky fingers. That nigga right there, bro, don't lay nothing down around him. You heard me? Don't lay nothing down around dude right there. Dog, Jennifer Lopez had these boots, they cost $5,000. I'm like, what kind of fucking boots cost $5,000? Now you gotta realize, this is like in 2000, early 2000s. These boots cost $5,000. And because she was gonna be out of the country or something like that, she didn't have them come to her house down in the village because she would have never got it because they'd be stealing her stuff down there at her apartment. So she had them come to Puff house. She wanted these boots so bad, she was mad. They looked through everything trying to find Jennifer boots. Cause Puff had like Puff, people used to just give him shit and send him shit from everywhere. So he had this mail room in his house with numbers just that he never even opened. But I don't know how Fonzworth Bentley found that shit. But we went over there to his house and we found a lot of Jennifer shit and everybody else's shit that belonged to Puff. I guess Puff had too much stuff in the room and he was just keeping them for it.
And you seen this with your own eyes? That's crazy, man.
My own eyes, bro. We went to his apartment.
You don't even seem like that type of dude, yo, but damn.
Security also, we went over there, man. They had to do shit, bro. And that's why Puff had stopped messing with him. And then he goes get a show. Puff ain't say nothing. He went and got a show of how to be teaching thugs how to be the gentleman. I hope the first thing he taught them was that don't steal!
But wait, there's more. Over the years, there's been plenty of behind-the-scenes gossip claiming that Fonzworth might have been playing the same role for Diddy that Punisher did later on. Basically, a paid adult worker brought in for those freak-off sessions. And here's where it gets even darker. Remember that old story about Diddy breaking Kim Porter's nose during a fight on a yacht? Well, Gene Deal claims that this happened because Kim caught Diddy with a man.
The same yacht she got her nose broken on, that somebody was doing something to him when they walked in the room and it caused a confrontation.
Now, we know this incident happened in 2005 because I found this article published in August 2005 that says that Kim was left with a broken nose after the couple argued on Combs' yacht in St. Tropez. So we know Fonzworth was still Diddy's assistant in 2005, and Diddy was often taking him along to fancy spots like St. Tropez. And that's why people have been speculating that Kim might have actually caught Diddy in one of those FO sessions with Fonzworth himself. But around the same time, Fonzworth started making moves on his own in the music world. It was actually Kanye who gave him his big break, and Fonzworth showed up in a bunch of Outkast videos and even had a cameo in Kanye's The New Workout Plan video. Fast forward to 2013, Kanye invited him to work on his album Yeezus, where Fonzworth got songwriting credits, and he later also helped produce the hit track Ultralight Beam on Kanye's 2016 album The Life of Pablo. All while this was going down, though, Fonzworth was reportedly stealing from Diddy behind the scenes. So eventually their friendship blew up, and that was pretty much the end of Fonzworth's time with Diddy. After all that, Fonzworth moved back to Atlanta, got married to a woman named Fawn Chambers, and started a family with 2 kids. But some industry insiders have hinted there's a reason Fonzworth picked Atlanta of all places to settle down. And if you know, you know. So ever since then, Fonzworth has kept quiet about all the drama around Diddy, and fans figured he'd probably never say a word about it again. That said, rumors popped up last year that Fonz might be gearing up for a tell-all book spilling all the tea on his time with Diddy. Bentley. In February 2024, Media Takeout reported Fonz may be ready to share his story, and shortly after that, Fonzworth dropped a hint on Instagram, sharing a quote from Jay-Z's Grammy speech, "When I get nervous, I tell the truth." And he also added in the caption, "Might delete later, but I'ma just sit this here." But here's the thing, Fonzworth shared that story before the whole Diddy case turned into a full-on federal investigation and before those Homeland Security raids hit. And after all that went down, Fonzworth went totally silent again, and he still hasn't said one word about the Diddy case. Well, now I want to hear your theories on Fonzworth Bentley. Is he staying quiet because of that stealing stuff Gene Deal talked about, or is there something way deeper going on?
Oh my God, DOCZ, somebody please say it ain't so. I'm starting to think the Punisher need to get low because people are assuming that him and Fonzworth Bentley might be the same person. If you take away the mustache, you take away the hair, you take away the beard, they look similar to me. It's a possibility that it could be the same sex worker. One of them just hiding himself and the other one out there in the public masquerading around as the Punisher when he really was Fonzworth Bentley all along. You just never know when it comes to Hollywood, the entertainment industry. People take on jobs. Mace and Cameron working back together. They was beefing back in the day. So people to do anything for a check. Y'all got to let me know how y'all feel about this in the comment section, man. I got so much love for y'all. Make sure y'all do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. And for you beautiful ladies out there, I risk my motherfucking life. Risk my life to give you documentations, girl. I risk my life to give you documentations, girl.